So we're going with another MrBeast video here. There's a creator by the name of McDaniel who made a video called MrBeast, the fakest YouTube creator. So already this title has negative connotation to it. And I find the faking allegations to be the most interesting because it's one of those things that if they're true, then I think it's kind of career-ending potentially. Well, realistically, I'm not sure if it's gonna end MrBeast's career, but it's one of those things that to me it's a big deal. His entire reputation is that he's that one guy that grinded. He started super small. It took him a while to get to the top, doing challenge videos, and his videos are not fake. He wanted to be perfect, he would have to fake his videos. That's kind of the narrative. Okay, so here's it. McDaniel, MrBeast, the fakest YouTube creator. So my alarm is triggering when I see the fakest YouTube creator. I will need to know how she's so sure that he's the fakest YouTube creator.
He's helped old blind people.
Wow.
He's helped African people and built wells in Africa. He saved exactly 100 widow dogs from dying.
In this video, we're gonna help.
Okay, I was holding this comment in, but like, I can already imagine that in her head she's like, oh, he's so nice, huh? He's so nice. It frustrates the fuck out of me. Because these are like big projects, and it's kind of annoying to hear someone just like dismiss it and like just talk shit about it, be like just like shitting over it.
He's YouTube's golden boy and everyone loves him. Psych. MrBeast has recently found himself trending, but not for saving 100 puppies. Many things have come out about his videos. Employees, himself, including
When you say employees, I cannot take this seriously because they're coming out with like isolated incidents. That does not prove that Jimmy had like a long pattern of behavior where he acts in a certain way. I was going to say that some of the employees didn't work there for high enough time, or some employees didn't even get hired necessarily. They were like on trial. Like, I don't feel like these so-called employees can be seriously considered as employees, as someone who has worked there long term, as someone who has really been part of, except maybe Jake the Viking. I would think Jake the Viking is someone who I really feel like was really part of the MrBeast team. That if he would say something, it would have weight, you know? We saw him a lot. He was a main character in the MrBeast team. Like, him stating something, to me, it's a bigger deal than someone who has been there on trial, or someone who has been there for like a few months. I'm wondering if I should consider 6 months like enough time. I'm kind of conflicted. I was going to say like, I guess I would have to say Duckpack worked there for enough time. I forgot what he was doing, but yeah, I would say 6 months is fine. Yeah, I'll consider it fine.
PEDO allegations toward his staff.
It was one person, well then it's two people afterwards, but like, MrBeast is not really responsible for the behavior of one coworker, just like it will be the case of at any other workplace. But when it comes to hiring someone, then that's another deal, because there's another person who tends to have a history where he was a freak, sexual assault allegations, was it? I feel like we have to separate those two, because one of them, I don't think Jimmy really had any control over, or that he could have like known necessarily. I mean, it's kind of, maybe it's ridiculous to think that he doesn't know that Chris has some red flags, but I can also imagine MrBeast just dismissing it and thinking, well, this guy's just a weirdo, and just focusing on his own shit, right? But when it comes to hiring someone with a background, with an actual background of like sexual misconduct or physical assault, sexual assault, when you say staff, it implies to me that there's like multiple people, but there's two that I think of, and one of them I can't really like link it to MrBeast or Jimmy. That's like saying that literally at any workplace, oh, they have hired a creep, and it's like, yeah, they probably didn't know about it. Like, how much blame can you really place on them, you know?
And having them work around children, because that's who he has on set. That's who his content is usually pushed to.
Dude, how many fucking children participated in a MrBeast video? First time I was hearing these points that, oh, it's dangerous because like he's around children. I don't remember seeing children in his videos, but now I remember them being on two videos where it has to do with age, from this age to this age. I would say more in Beast Gaming, the Beast Gaming channel, where they're gaming and they have other contestants that are most likely kids. That would be, yeah, a big deal. But in the MrBeast main channel videos themselves, I don't remember kids being there. It's more like when they were doing these public events, where they were opening a store or like maybe a garage. I feel like the main characters in his videos are not kids.
Children, because that's who he has on set. That's who his content is usually pushed to.
But she's saying pushed to. Dude, seriously, man, can we say at some point that everyone's content, every famous person's content goes towards kids or something? Like even Sneeko, when there was like this embarrassing like public event of the kids, his kids fans saying something outlandish, and he was like, "Oh shit, what? This is what I influenced." Like the part of like his content being pushed towards kids, I don't know. It sounds kind of like a cheap thing. Like in my head, it doesn't hold much value because like MrBeast's entire thing is challenge videos. That in itself doesn't necessarily is attributed to kids, right? MrBeast is censoring himself to have family content, but like I don't see necessarily the relationship between his challenge videos being directed to kids themselves, having like a direct link, like, or like I feel like you could use this on everyone, like every content where they're watching their swears, where they're censoring themselves in order to be family friendly. If it's family friendly, then there's gonna be kids watching it. It's basically where I'm going with. When he's the most subscribed YouTuber, that's kind of unavoidable, but I never really saw the direct link between his challenge videos that are extreme and all that and his audience being kids. In my head, that's not like the first thing that a kid would watch.
He's been exposed for unsafe work environments, favoritism. He literally
Dude, the favoritism part is fucking weak, man. Holy shit, man. If I hear someone say favoritism, I just discredit that person right away. Dude, everything has favoritism. Your friendships have favoritism. Your job, every job has favoritism, kinda. You will always have more value in someone than someone else. Like, people are not equal, man. I mean, they should be treated with respect equally, but people will have different hierarchy towards you. Your friends are not all gonna be equal. Some friends will have more value for you. Some coworkers will have more value for you because some coworkers will have more of a return. I feel like the favoritism thing is just fucking dumb, man.
he's been exposed for unsafe work environments.
Unsafe work environments, all allegations so far coming from articles. Well, I haven't read everything and I haven't watched everything because like there's a lot of shit coming out and that's like proper reading that I need to do. I need to invest time. I'm not there yet. I didn't make the entire round yet. So far from what I've seen, just allegations because people were writing emails. She's not saying that yet, but if she happens to say that the challenges are dangerous, that will also be kind of discrediting because MrBeast challenges, right from the beginning, they were never meant to be easy. Like, it's not everyone who can just do those challenges. If you do those challenges, if you succeed, you get money. So if you would say that the challenges are hard or dangerous, I think it's kind of discrediting.
He literally has in his employee manual that his best friends, his little beastie boys, can be disgusting because, you know, boys will be boys.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Page 34, it's okay for the boys to be childish. Wants to draw a dick on the whiteboard in a video or do something stupid, let them. People like when we are in our natural element of stupidity. Really do everything you can to empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Help them be idiots.
Are you serious right now? Is that like some serious attack or criticism? I mean, sure, you can criticize that it's cringe or whatever, but dude, what the fuck? Dude, he's literally just saying you can be natural and you can harass or annoy wait, what? Empower the boys when filming and help them make content. Do stupid shit because it will be funny and it creates great content. That's how you have like different personalities. That's how Chris was also liked for being so weird and so cringe, right? Probably because he was saying stupid shit, well, that are not directly related to the things that are serious right now. But like, I'm blown away that this is even a thing. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Are you just dishonest? Are you just desperate to like take him down or something?
Manual that his best friends, his little beastie boys, can be disgusting.
Okay, her using the word disgusting doesn't reflect what's actually written in there. Like, when she uses the word disgusting, that's literally not what I thought about. What's written in there is not what I think about. She could find it disgusting. If a girl draws a dick, would you say that it's disgusting? That's how you would describe it? Like, I mean, I don't draw dicks, but like, I'm thinking of like harassment stuff, you know? Sexual harassment or any of those things. I don't think about, oh, people just like acting dumb or like being natural as possible, acting like goofballs. That's not what I think about, you know? Like when she says all that, I feel like it doesn't paint the right picture.
Inappropriate jokes toward minors as young as 5 years old.
I don't know anything about that. I only know about like Chris in the Discord messages. That's all I know about. And again, you cannot really attribute it to MrBeast itself. I don't know what other things she could be talking about.
Minors as young as 5 years old is a regular thing in their
A regular thing in their group? What the fuck?
influencing children to gamble, among a lot of other things.
I cannot talk about it because I need to properly absorb that video. Usually everything that's like gambling or numbers, it's not really my cup of tea. I don't really process that information really. I'm not really interested in numbers and all that. So in order to like say anything about that, I really need to dig into that. I plan to. I haven't yet because this one seems to not have numbers and everything. So this one seems to be like simpler to go through.
Just scratch the surface in this video right here that I'll have linked below, and people have said MrBeast is actually a beast and not the one from Disney where we were all very uncomfortable when he morphed into a human. MrBeast, according to many, is an actual monster, a money-hungry, cares about.
This is what I'm looking for. All the things that portrays him as the monster, not the part where it's like, oh, yo, guys, just be yourself sometimes at the office. Sometimes people will draw stupid shit. Let them. Don't erase it. Don't scold them. That's not the things that I'm looking for. What are you doing?
But a reoccurring question in my video was, why are his videos so popular? What is his videos even about that keep over 300 million people engaged and watching?
He puts a lot of effort into quality. He's editing the shit out of his videos. He invests a lot of money into his videos, buys a bunch of cameras, which will give him more camera shots, more recording shots. He has honed the craft of editing for like ages. He was studying YouTube and the algorithm for a decade. His videos are heavily edited for retention, and it has worked out. He's now the #1 guy.
And you know what? I did not have an answer to that. I have never watched a MrBeast video thoroughly through.
Me neither. It's only when I heard that he has grinded on YouTube for a long time and I kept hearing his name again and again. Then I went like, okay, I'll watch some videos. I saw the laser video and it was fucking good, man. I like his challenge videos.
And as it's okay to judge all of the actions from this guy, I guess it's a little hypocritical for me to judge his videos.
His actions. What the fuck did he do? What are MrBeast's actions? In those so-called actions, you coded coworkers. You have coded the Ava thing, or Chris. This person got fired. Or they mutually decided that they leave, if you want to trust Chris, Ava.
So I have sacrificed my time, took one for the team, and decided to take a step forward and do the MrBeast challenge. 7 days stranded in a
Ironically, I didn't really like that video. Well, I didn't finish it.
where he changed the thumbnail after 1 day from the one that you saw to this. Not a big deal, not something I'm trying to expose people for. People change thumbnails all the time. I do all the time as well. But he never did this in the video. He never carried a torch, and I was looking forward to something similar to trying to survive like I do in Ark Survival.
Yeah, his thumbnails are very exaggerated. I think in one of the thumbnails of his videos you can see sharks, and I love sharks. I think I just saw them jump over a bunch of stuff, like rafts. So yeah, his thumbnails are like exaggerating things, or they can give you a hint of something. You're like intrigued, but then you're kind of a tiny bit deceived. But at least in my experience, in my case, his videos are so like high quality that you kind of forgive it or don't think about it.
Instead, I got Beastie and the boys hanging from some rope and screaming at me right when the video started.
I don't normally do intros like this, but I'm currently...
That's actually hilarious. Kind of had the same reaction like, oh shit, what the fuck, man? Him screaming.
He makes it very, very clear and apparent through the video and to the young minds that are watching that they could die.
Just a thought, if he's openly saying that his videos are dangerous, you cannot really expose him unless you preach that there's not a single dangerous thing that should happen for YouTube. But if he's saying that what he's doing is dangerous, if he puts other people through the same thing that he put Jake through, I don't think you can really like discredit him or go after him, except if he keeps people hostage at that point.
They eventually find a spot that's in Mr. Beast's words.
Good enough for Kim.
And then they wanted me to believe that they had to go through this whole journey from where they started, hanging from the top of the cave, and then that huge walk where they almost drowned, and then got stuck in a rock. They wanted me to believe that they did that again. And not only did they do it again, they had to do it a couple times.
We spent the rest of day one grabbing our supplies that we were dropped with.
Because they had to transfer all their belongings, which weighed, according to Mr. Beast, 80 pounds or more.
Each one of these bags weighs like 80 pounds.
And as you can see by the footage, we spent around 4 hours.
You didn't show me anything, sir. You just sped up a very small amount of footage and then slammed the suitcase on the
That's actually funny.
with one hand. And as someone who dabbles in the art of lifting, I don't mean to shame anybody, but I am right now. I'm just gonna say you didn't lift that with one arm while holding yourself up on a slippery hill. That is not 80 pounds, sir.
Maybe he's just super buff. No, okay. Maybe that footage was misleading, or that it gives the impact like, holy shit, they're working hard, and that was like the best they could find. Or whatever. It's to mislead and say, holy shit, look at that, man. Personally, I don't really care about this element. I don't feel like in the grand scheme of things, like, I don't feel betrayed when I see this footage.
Anyway, so they set up the rest of their camp and then they snuggled together in their tents to reflect on their day.
Not gonna lie, this hammock is way more comfortable than I thought it would be.
But by day 2, that changed and the Beast and his boys were feeling a little wet.
The cave's constantly dripping water on us from above.
But Mr. Beast Jimmy comes up with the greatest idea that no one else thought of. No one told him this, not even Joel, the survival guide, who is in the back corners, probably doing all of the things that they need to do when the cameras are turned off. No, not him. It was from the big Beast's brain himself.
So I get the thing here is, look, it is possible that all the ideas do not come from him. It's maybe coming from the guide, but he has to say them because the highlight should come from him. He's the main character of this entire channel, because it will come off better if it comes from him rather than if it comes from random Jimmy, the survival guide. I could see some people having issues with it and thinking, oh, this is like some fake points here. Me, I don't really give a fuck because it's not that big of a scale for me. Like, I don't care. I'm just interested by what obstacles they went through. I'm interested by seeing the obstacles themselves.
And when he reveals this extra spectacular plan that no one else thought of, all of his little Beastie Boy minions are like, what? How did you think of that?
That's funny. To me, it's like normal content creation strategy.
I say we connect these tarps so we stay dry while we're sleeping.
That's literally G.
In retrospect, I can see it being cringe when the survival guide says, okay, we should attach these things on top. And Jim is like, okay, let me say it to the camera. So I would say we have to, it does comes off as fake, right? It's funny when she says it like that.
Genius.
I'm not just a YouTuber, okay?
He's also a survival expert.
Okay. Yeah, what she was going to say. If it happens to be true, look, I get it. If it did actually come from Mr.Beast fan, that would be fucked up. I'm just saying. If it was actually his idea.
And a guy that's having a lot of things come out about him. So I almost made it through the video.
I don't feel like a lot of these things are serious enough. Especially when you're bringing Rosanna Pansino in here. Whatever she said, I think it's fucking hilarious. It's ridiculous.
And I almost made it through to the end until they started making s'mores and he started to try to sell me his chocolate bar.
For real, if you've never tried s'mores with Feastables,
I mean, this is like just normal sponsorship shit.
He tried to sell me a toy.
what have I been carrying? The brand new Mr.Beast Lab Swarm.
Why did you bring that to a survival quest? I am a toy girly, but why would I bring a bunch of toys to a survival quest? I'm trying to survive.
Okay. I don't really think about that thing in my head because, like, obviously he wants to sell out his his toy. But like, if I think about what she's saying, it comes off as hilarious. But if we want to be serious, he just wants to sell his toy, bro. It will fit better if the theme of the video was somehow related. Like, I get what she's saying. It's funny. I don't know. Maybe if I would have watched the video from start to finish and I would actually be in it, I would probably feel like it's off. I mean, I don't care personally.
It was just a very odd and very apparent ad of buy these things. But it doesn't matter when you have over 300 million people at the edge of their seat just begging to give you money. It's over there!
I don't really get the point of that point. Like, yeah, I'm promoting a product because that would give me money. As YouTubers, we don't really usually have a lot of options to make money. So like the only way that I can imagine this being a problem, to me in my head, I would judge it as just someone like just being jealous or envious towards someone being able to pull this off, or like having such a dedicated audience that would buy their stuff. It sounds kind of like aggressive talk, like begging, just begging to give you money. That's why to me it comes off as if maybe it's a bit envious. I don't think it is, but that's kind of the logical, like why would I use that word, and why would I have an issue? Like I don't care.
Million people at the edge of their seat just begging to give you money.
It's a silly point. It will be not silly if promoting a product in a YouTube video was wrong or like looked down upon. That's the only case where this kind of reaction I would be expecting, but otherwise it just comes off as kind of envious, just out of the blue like that. I don't know.
50 YouTubers fight for over $1 million.
Oh, let's go.
This one intrigued me. But I also found it very interesting that 50 of the top YouTubers are trying to fight for $1 million as if that's not what they make. A little weird that they're kind of acting like they need the money.
Do they act like they need the money?
But then as I
What do you mean do they act like they need the money? Bro, they fucking did a trip there. It's a competition. It's also a networking opportunity. It's also an opportunity to be discovered. It's an opportunity to boost your frame. What the fuck do you mean as if, like, what? You think they'll just be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, kick me out. Like, what?
So a little weird that they're kind of acting like they need the money.
I don't think they're acting like they need the money. They're acting like they want to stay in the competition. Like, you know, who's acting like they don't give a fuck of being there? Everyone who left at the start, like Lily Pichu, a lot of other ones. These people truly don't look like they give a fuck. But the ones that stayed, I don't know, man. It's a fucking competition, even if they don't need the money. When you played tag with your friend, like when this person was getting closer to you, and when you were screaming, or when you were playing hide and seek, or when you're playing a video game, like, are you screaming because you absolutely need to win, or you're just screaming because you're about to lose, you know? Like, what the fuck, man?
I'm pretty sure this is Bella Porsche, the girl that got super
I don't even know what the fuck she is.
popular for nodding and making emoji faces.
So she is famous because of TikTok? I don't know what the fuck she is. Except that I saw Bean try to make something for her, like a giant toy or something.
They invite Matthew, a loyal subscriber, to watch his favorite YouTuber make a free throw, and he will be able to have money to go to college. And he
Why is she saying it like that? Yeah, that was awesome. That was awesome that he tried it.
failed. No money for Matthew. I have to be honest, I didn't make it very far in this video. There was a lot of screaming.
What? There was a lot of screaming?
When I clicked on this video, I thought this was more YouTubers fighting to the death.
Okay, so she's just saying that they were screaming without there being a legit reason to scream, like, okay. Because in my mind, it just sounded like she might have contradicted herself. She's saying, oh, I want to see YouTubers fight. But then she's saying, oh, they were screaming, you know? If people are desperate, or if people really want to stay in the competition, I expect intensity, right? But then it's like she's saying, oh, I didn't make it far in this video because there's too much screaming.
I saw Logan Paul, I know he's a fighter, so I thought everybody was just gonna be fighting. But no, it was more of them trying to win money for the poor and then saying, whoops, well, I'm still rich. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. For one point, I just need to like shut the fuck up because, you know, it's like an opinion and it's still funny that she says it. But for another point, it sounds so like low scale, you know? Like in my head, it's like, who cares? But from on the other hand, like I can't really say that because like it's her opinion, you know? Like that's how she interprets this
Clicked
video.
on this video, I thought this was more YouTubers fighting to the death.
There was a point where Logan Paul was pissed off about something, but I don't remember if it was part of the excluded footage or if it was in the original one. And KSI was throwing someone away, or attempted to throw someone away. And then there was the I Show Speed, when people decided to just vote off like I Show Speed, prevent him from entering the tournament. That was actually good. Like, yeah, there was not a lot of like fighting, but there was still a few fighting. Like from what I remember, there was still some drama stuff.
I saw saw Logan Paul. I know he's a fighter, so I thought everybody was just gonna be fighting. But no.
Here's what's odd about it, like, when she first said fighting to the death, then I'm remembering all the drama that MrBeast is in for, like, mistreating employees or for his challenges to be, like, too extreme or something, or for, like, having, like, women be pushed or something. So it's like, in my head, it's like, from these YouTubers' positions, like, all these people who are spreading these rumors or these claims, defending some people for the challenges being too tough, like, they can't really say something like that, you know? It's like a tricky position you're putting yourself into.
Do that death. I'll kill you!
If people actually wish for something, like they expect this from him, you cannot really also go after him for when the challenges are being tough or something. Or if people get some bruises or injuries, like, you're putting yourself in a tough position.
So sorry.
Tell your friends about my channel and don't forget to subscribe.
Like, I'll just assume that she's memeing, but if people, like, really say that a lot, repeat that a lot, to me it comes off as if these people are jealous, because to me it's like all the things that they're saying, it just makes sense, you know? It makes sense for people to participate in it so that people recognize them. Like, all of these things, like, if you're a YouTuber, yes, that's what you engage yourself in as a behavior. Like, when she's talking about the product placement, literally, like, it didn't make sense for me for her to be like, to have like this criticism unless she's jealous. Like, in my mind, it just didn't make sense otherwise.
I did try to get some of my hobbies to help me get through the video and keep me entertained while all these YouTubers screamed, but then I made the mistake.
All these YouTubers screamed, man. Like, I don't know, I never came from that video with the feeling of like, oh, there's just a bunch of jackasses screaming. I'm very skeptical of this, not just being fueled by her distaste with MrBeast.
Shifting my gaze into the corner of the screen. 41 minutes? I was only 8 minutes in.
Okay, hold on here.
Whichever one lasts the longest in this cube was that $1 million.
Okay, MrBeast is screaming at the start. Okay, people are screaming, whoa.
I feel like I'm just a target. People are not gonna be friends in this spot.
I feel like I'm a target, people not gonna be friends, so there's some promise that there will be fights, there's some promise of tension. That's what Michelle wishes to see.
I'm pumped, bro.
You finally made it in a video.
This guy
strategy is
screaming, because he's just screaming, I guess.
Just conserve energy. Think about that.
Oh shit, that guy was in there. The anti-sniper wolf, bro. Dude, does MrBeast not wants to bring a sniper wolf in his videos? So we see one fight here.
You know, the more enemies you make, the higher the chance they might eliminate you.
Oh no, we're just goofing around. Yeah, we're just having fun. Yeah.
He's literally hiding behind the money.
There you go, we have another scenario here of people fighting. Okay, I'll stop watching it here because I don't give a fuck at this point. And it's 50 YouTubers. It's as if you were dragging Katy Perry's, Eminem, Taylor Swift in a video, you know? Like, you want to see the kind of energy, you want to see all of their authentic selves being on display. I don't come out from this video with the thinking of like, oh, it's just a video about people screaming, you know? Like, it doesn't leave that impression on me. I'm attacking at every point, but like, she's kind of doing the same. Like, you know, even the points that to me sound kind of dumb or stupid. So I'm kind of doing the same, you know? There's a lot of negativity that's, I think, are thrown just for the sake of throwing it.
Money for you. Money for you.
The thing is, though, it's just him and
Hey, look, Chris is in there.
listening to the Rosanna video, and she was saying that MrBeast he pays a chef, so much so that he never wants to even see the chef, and he bought a two-way refrigerator where it
What do you mean so much he doesn't want to see the chef?
connects to a room or a kitchen where his chef is and he cooks all the meals. The chef puts it in the refrigerator and MrBeast opens it and gets the meals, and he never has to see his chef. So he doesn't even see it getting done.
If it's her criticism, she doesn't clearly states it as a criticism, but it's just from her voice. Like, I'm just getting judgmental vibes. But you're also feeling the context of like, there are people that are not normies. There are people that are not normal, you know? Like, some people get to certain places, achieve certain things, because they're not normal. And in his case, maybe he just doesn't have fucking time to like cook. And he doesn't want to fucking take the time to see his chef cook for him, you know? Like, maybe he does something, goes back, opens refrigerator, eats, and then goes back to do his work or to do research or like to watch shit. Like if there's a criticism of someone's habits and all that, like if you have like a moral of like, oh, you should acknowledge your is that like a famous person in the picture of this guy's shirt? Like if you have a moral issue of like, oh, you're not even seeing how your food is getting done, you're not giving the minimal amount of respect, I think these people can shove it up their asses, because like these people are not normal people. You cannot hold them to these sort of normie standards, you know? As long as someone didn't do anything wrong, it's like, who the fuck fuck cares that he doesn't look at his chef cooking or whatever, or doesn't say his itadakimasu? Like, who the fuck cares?
So after learning that, I can see why he's paying people to come eat these burgers.
I'm trying to see the link here. I don't think I really give a fuck. I can understand why he pays people to eat. Huh? No, I don't understand.
I feel like we need a ring up Hugo from Bob's Burgers. I can only imagine how Mr. Beast and the Beastie Boys are preparing food, not safely.
I've never done this in my life.
Oh, look at
Oh
that.
yeah, that could be worse because there's like some sanitary stuff. There's sanitary norms, and you have a bunch of randoms being like, yo, let's open up a McDonald's, man." Yeah.
That's the person that got in trouble for inappropriate messages to
Yeah,
the
that's
boy.
him.
It's funny that that's the same line
Very
that
funny.
you little child predators have when Chris Hansen walks through the door.
That's an intentional stretch.
They finally decided maybe we should just hire some chefs like we do at home because they probably know how to do this a little bit more than 5 YouTuber guys that don't ever make their food.
Okay, so her point is just that Jimmy doesn't make her food. Is that like the entire comparison? Okay, dude. I was thinking about that, but then I was like, wait, what? I don't get it, because to me it's like a dumb comparison. So because Mr. Beast is paying a private chef, it's understandable why he would expect other people to pay for being fed. He also pays a chef to cook meal for him. I don't know, it's just so fucking dumb, man. It's like saying that, it's as if saying that because Mr. Beast is paying a chef, he has never cooked before, or he doesn't know how to cook, when you have to think in the minds of, like, people who have productivity in their, like, minds, you know? Like, cooking takes time, and you're in the content creation space where time matters, timing matters. It's just stupid, like, I don't know, it's just stupid. In my head, you're just coming off as someone who is, I don't want to say jealous, I'm looking for another word for jealous, but, like, you're just coming off as someone who's, like, constantly butthurt or something. Like, you're talking about things, you care about things that I don't think anyone would care about. You're mentioning things that I don't think anyone would even mention, because, like, again, you're talking about people that are not normal here.
Bought a car for funsies, and he just doesn't know what to do with it. Target acquired. Black lady in busted car.
No, because I was just sitting there complaining about how I was gonna get my car fixed.
Can you say that to the camera again, a little bit louder? Can you cry a lot? Make it dramatic.
Are you crying? Oh, she's gonna make me cry.
So at the end of the video, there's only one car.
I have no comment. And I'm posing this video just to say that I have no comment. Like, this is a criticism if you're convinced that he is telling people, like, to play it up for the camera and all that. You have to, like, absolutely believe that he fakes his videos, that he fakes people's reactions and all that. My perspective is, like, you can't even know that. But even if he tells people, like, to try to talk to the camera, like, is it a big deal? Because if they don't, then we don't get this footage, you know? Rather, we would see someone just talking on the side, we won't hear her, so this would be scrapped anyways. It won't be used, and we won't be even talking about it. Like she's inferring that they're like, okay, wait. Okay, let's set up the camera. Now talk about your story, like be emotional and all that. Because it doesn't mean that what she's saying is fake, you know? It doesn't mean that she's making up a story. Like, to me, it just seems risky to have this stance, you know? If you have no evidence that he even fakes his content. Ironically, the title is The Fakest YouTube Creator.
And Jimmy waves him off, turns to the camera, and gives a heartwarming speech to the end of this very heartful day.
And that was our last customer.
Yeah, that was it. It just abruptly ended, which
Oh, that's fucking funny though.
means I did it.
Yay, she has watched a video that I wouldn't even watch. Good job, Michelle McDaniel.
Woo! Yes!
Yes!
I'm the beast!
You're
Me!
the-
What do I get? Oh, okay.
Fine.
Well, I would have rather taken the toy, actually.
Yeah, take the toy. You seem to like that part.
I guess now we can make a video about Mr. Beast's chocolate controversy, I guess.
Making content about his chocolate or food or products in general, like, it's a dangerous angle to take. Because what do you think is worse, making a chocolate when there's a lot of chocolate that exists, but because you happen to be the biggest guy in the world, to be criticized for, like, just for being, like, very popular or something, or to be gone against because of, like, some very immoral practices or immoral stuff that's happening behind the scenes in the company? Like, which do you think is worse? Which do you think puts you in a better position or worse position or more ridiculous position? Yeah. So the title of the video is Mr. Beast, the fakest YouTube creator, but yeah, there's nothing that really say. I mean, it's just her speculation, that it's her gut feeling that he's exaggerating his stuff, that the ideas don't come from him necessarily, even if he exclaims that the ideas come from him. There's nothing really damning here. The fakest YouTube creator is an assumption that he plays up what he knows and what he says. That's more what it's alluding to, that things are being exaggerated for the sake of the cameras, which in itself sounds too damning, right? Some points come off as weird, considering that I see her as a big content creator, like hiring a private chef. It's like, who gives a fuck, you know? Like, yeah, I'm exaggerating what she says, but she's also exaggerating things too, you know? Like, I have to, like, take what she says and, like, speak from what I believe is the source, you know? Because I don't see from where else would those words come from. Like, I don't know, man. It's just fucking odd, man. You're applying normal standards to people who have achieved non-normal results and people living a non-normal life. Anyways, that's it for the video, really.